Tell me about yourself.
I am an extremely hardworking, high-spirited person. I always keep a positive attitude, and I feel like if you're going to do something, you should do it 100%. There's no point in doing things halfway.
Tell me about your responsibilities at your job.
I am the team lead at a cardiology. I have to actually give everybody their jobs to do. We all kind of work as a team, obviously. We check patients in, check patients out, do chart preps to make sure that we have all of the information before the doctor sees the patients. Pretty much.
That covers
it's pretty
it?
simple, yeah.
Hello.
What is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength is to be able to adapt and talk to different people. Growing up, I was involved in a lot of different things, sports-wise, theater-wise, communications. It's just an easy way for me to talk and relate to a bunch of different people at once.
How do you handle stress and pressure?
Well, I think the best way to handle stress and pressure in any situation would be probably just to kind of just take a deep breath, and that sometimes helps you clear your mind when you take a deep breath, and kind of just try to keep your emotions at a level that's kind of neutral, and so that way you can make a better decision about the situation that you're in. Getting all worked up in these situations can result in you making a decision that's not going to benefit you. So yeah, basically just keeping calm and take a deep breath and assess the situation correctly.
Describe a difficult work situation or project and how you overcame it.
When I was at work, we were short-staffed, and I had to take on about 12 to 13 residents by myself, and they had to be up at a certain time to make sure they had breakfast. And that was a very difficult task, but I did get it done in a timely manner, the best way that I could, and safely as I could.
Okay. What is your biggest accomplishment in this job, in the job you're currently working?
And this is the longest job that I've ever kept before, so that was a pretty big accomplishment for me.
Okay. Why do you want this job?
I want it because I think it's going to help me advance my career. Working as a manager here, I think it would put me in the right step to accomplish future goals.
Why did you leave your last job?
I left my last job because the conditions there weren't what I wanted, and I found better opportunities elsewhere. The position wasn't what I wanted, so I decided to make the choice to better myself and go into what I actually wanted.
Why should we hire you?
I'm very passionate about my work. I'm a personable person.
A people person?
People person. What's the job?
Anything you want it to be.
Okay.
Make it your dream job.
I have customer service experience, and that helps me with this position. I never say no to a task, and I'm very determined to finish that task.
What are your goals for the future?
My goals for the future are I'm hoping to have my own business, either a automotive repair and sell shop, or my second and backup plan is to become a financial advisor. I'm good with money, so I'm assuming that if someone needs help, I could get paid to help them be as good as money that I am.
Tell me about your best boss.
My best boss was one of the most supportive people. They were very kind and supportive in my growth in the company, and they encouraged me to continue doing my best at whatever level I was at, and tried to help me move up further in the company. And if they couldn't help me move further in the company, they decided to help give me a good recommendation to another company if I was offered a position.
Tell me about your worst boss.
I wouldn't say I had a worst boss, but my least favorite, I would say.
Okay.
And that's because mostly the way he used to treat me, or the way he gave me
How did he
the
treat you?
impression of how a boss should be wasn't the best thing.
Okay.
Mostly if something had went wrong, and it was my first job actually, so it was my first experience. I knew nothing in the real world experience, so everything was new to me. I was doing a lot of mistakes for sure, but he didn't deal with these mistakes the right way. I don't blame him in one way or the other, but I think partially he shouldn't have done that as a professional
I think it
experienced
should have been
person.
more helping you evolve as an employee.
Yes,
Yeah.
explain things rather than just shout it to my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think he realized that towards the end of it, because I didn't retaliate, I just took it. Whatever he shouted up, I just went quiet and I just went back to my desk and did my work. So at the end, when he let me go, he kind of talked it to me slowly, quietly, politely, and just told me why he thought that I wasn't the best person for the job and so on. So I think he learned something, and I learned a lot from him, and it was unfortunately something that got stuck with me a little bit for the next few jobs that I had about where a boss looks at me when I do a mistake, and I became so afraid of making a mistake that it got in the way of improving myself. And so that was something that I didn't like, but that kind of got away after a while, and my boss explained that that's not how it is, and that's not how all bosses are. So yeah.
Okay. Tell me something you're passionate about.
I'm passionate about makeup and special effects and making things all beautiful, but to a gory side of it, and I don't know, make things look live again.
Did you ever have to work with a difficult colleague? Tell me about it.
When dealing with difficult colleagues, I am patient because most of the time the colleague is misunderstood, and I prefer to work things out with that colleague before making assumptions.